Did you know that over 70% of homebuyers here in the US had at least some sort of regret after purchasing a house? Whether it was the location, the price, or hidden costs, homebuyers' regret is actually more common than you think. Buying a house is one of the biggest financial decisions you will make in your lifetime. And a lot of people end up wishing they had done things differently. In this video, I'm going to discuss what you can do to eliminate the possibility of having homebuyers regret. Hey, I'm Josh, and I am a mortgage expert helping homebuyers utilize smart financial tools to ensure that they don't have homebuyers regret. Let's dive into this and make sure you don't have to worry about homebuyers regret when you go to buy your house. First thing that you need to understand is homebuyers regret or remorse doesn't always kick in immediately. This is something that you may feel over time. It may have been a great purchase and you believed that in the very beginning, but over time of commuting to a longer job or maybe more maintenance than you were expecting, you may have homebuyer's remorse begin to creep up over time. The problem is, once you've purchased the house, you're pretty much locked in. Unless you have significant equity and you're willing to take a loss on selling that property, there's a good chance that you're going to have to deal with that remorse for a good amount of time until you can make any sort of change. I personally dealt with homebuyer's remorse buying my first house in Utah because we ended up buying a new construction home that had loads and loads of issues throughout the entire process. I should have seen the red flags throughout the entire process, but I was very blinded by the fact that it was our first house. I thought that everything wasn't supposed to be perfect, and I just was ready to get into the house. But after lengthy delays, mistakes that shouldn't have been made during the construction process, we ended up pursuing things and moving forward, and we closed. And it wasn't until about 6 months after, when we still had that house, that I was starting to feel that remorse and that regret of buying that particular house. I don't want that to happen to you. So here's how you can avoid home buyer's remorse. Number one, know your non-negotiables. Before you end up looking at homes or even going through the pre-approval process, make a list of things that you cannot compromise on, meaning the size of house or your commute time or the neighborhood that you're living in. Make sure you look at all of these aspects at the very beginning to ensure that you're getting what's going to be best for you. Number two, budget for more than just the mortgage. The mortgage needs to be affordable, yes, and you need to buy below your actual budget to ensure that you are not house poor, but you also need to budget for additional expenses. Budget for the HOA, or maybe putting in a lawn or a fence, depending on the area that you're buying in. Budget for these extra items to ensure that you're not caught off guard when something pops up, like a maintenance, or maybe something in the house breaks and you have to repair it. Make sure you're prepared for all the financial costs that come with buying a house. Number three, think 5 years ahead. When I'm speaking to home buyers, I ask them, how long are you planning on being in this house? If you plan on being in this house for between 2 to 3 years, then buying that particular house or even buying a house at that point in time may not be the right call. If you're looking at being in a house between 5 and 10 years or sometimes more, then this would be something that you really need to dive into to make sure that you are not feeling homebuyer's remorse, because you're going to be living in that house for 5+ years. You also have to consider, in 5 years or within that time frame of 5-10 years, what if your job changes or your family grows? Just something that changes that didn't actually come into consideration when you were buying that house initially. If you're buying a house and you think that you're going to grow a family, maybe you need to buy a house with an extra bedroom to account for additional children, or maybe you need to find a different location that may be more central to all of the jobs that you may or may not take during that time frame of owning. Number four, this is extremely important. Visit the house at different times. You don't know anything about that neighborhood until you actually move into the neighborhood. If I would have known when I bought my first house, what the neighborhood was like or what the neighbors were going to treat us like during that time frame of owning, I absolutely would not have purchased. I was a first-time home buyer, blinded by the excitement of buying that house. We did not go and look or talk to neighbors. Even as a new construction home, we had the ability to do that. And this is extremely important. Go in the morning, go in the afternoon, go at night, speak to the neighbors. Make sure you know that you're going to be living there for a long period of time. You want to make sure that that neighborhood and those neighbors are going to be something that you enjoy being around for a long period of time. Number 5, get a solid home inspection. This also applies to new construction. Make sure you are getting a solid home inspector that's going to go through that house and point out anything that's wrong, because this is going to point out any future maintenance as well. If your home inspector points out that, hey, that AC looks good now, but there's a couple different things that may be going on and you may have to replace that unit in 5 years or even 3 years, that's a $10,000 to $20,000 repair that you may not have budgeted for. Make sure you get a home inspector to go through that is on your side and not budgeted or paid for by your real estate agent. This is something that you want to make sure you pay for and you hire out to ensure that they are on your side and not being influenced by any of the parties throughout the transaction. So in conclusion, whether it's your first house or your 5th house, slow down. Go through the process intentionally. Make sure you're making the right decisions, speaking to the right people, making sure that you are in it to win it for this house for the long term. Review all aspects of that house, and if it doesn't meet any of your must-haves, go to the next house. Leave this one. Don't negotiate your non-negotiables. Make sure you're happy with your purchase so you can be there long term. Have you ever had buyer's remorse or want to discuss this a little bit further? Because man, I have had that before. Comment your questions down below or schedule a time with me utilizing the link in the description. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.